Hey everyone, another day, another chore. About, a little over a week ago now, I made it back from town. I had some things to take care of, and I filled up some propane tanks. They are left in the truck. Then all of a sudden we got snowstorms and wind storms, and then I had to take care of all of the wind drifts out here and get things in order. So I just hauled water for our cabin yesterday. Now is a perfect day to go fetch those propane tanks at the truck. We use the 100-pound bottles. Net weight, or tear weight if you will, is about 68 pounds. That's empty. That's just the steel bottle. And then when they're full, they weigh about 168, 170 pounds. You're looking at 100 pounds of liquid propane. So that's why they call them 100-pounders. If you didn't know, just an FYI. So I'm gonna go fetch 2 of those today. It is a nice, about 2 degrees this morning, nice and crisp. It's actually a perfect temperature for hauling heavy loads with this machine. If you haven't seen in previous videos, this is our workhorse. It's an old beast, but man is it powerful. It's got a lot of torque. It's got high and low range. I've got a little bit of work to do on it. I busted the windshield. I'll tell you about that later. All right, I'm out on the trail heading to get the propane tanks, and I brought a companion with me today of the orange and white Stihl chainsaw variety. I'm glad I decided to throw it in. I don't normally bring it, but I have already cleared 2 trees out of the trail. Yeah, I could probably go around, but because I'm hauling a load, I can't be cutting new trail and going over new trail with a load. I need to go on the established trail where it's hard packed. So thankfully, I've got the saw with me, and I was able to cut them out of the way. This is part of the view that I get to see on the trail. So it is freezing cold out here, and I have no gloves on. So I'm gonna tuck the camera back away and get going. Well, I will say it's getting downright warm outside, and I need to take my coat off. I've definitely shed a few layers from this morning's trip when I got the propane bottles there. So I wanted to show you guys this windshield was busted here. It's a funny story, really. I have that homemade drag that I pull behind this machine here to smooth out our trails. Early on in the season, I wanted to smooth out the trail. The problem with dragging the trail too early is there's still some sticks and some stumps that haven't been packed under the snow very well. It's a rough trail. So I'm driving along, pulling the drag. I think I was actually standing up. I was going up this little incline, and I went to go up, and the drag caught a stump, and I flew forward like that. Thankfully, I didn't fly all the way forward. I wasn't going very fast, and totally busted the windshield. I tried ordering a new windshield for this. I actually did order a windshield. I went in to pick it up, and it was not the right one. The parts place said they couldn't find the windshield for this. Regardless, I'm gonna go to plan B. You know, it's still functioning as a windshield. It blocks any of the cold air from me. So I'm gonna do an Alaska fix. I've never done it before, but I've seen it done many times. What I'll do is I'll just go along these cracks here. There's only 2, and I will drill a series of holes with a small bit, and then I'll take plastic zip ties and zip it together. Just kind of like a stitch, really. That'll just keep it from breaking any further unless I hit another stump and go over the windshield again. I figure I'll put the little knob on the zip ties on the inside of the windshield. Less area for snow and ice to catch on. Now I'll just take some clippers and clip the tails off. Pretty solid. That'll work. So there's one other thing I want to do. See this little knob right here, right behind the windshield? There's one on both sides. I had mirrors on there. I had side mirrors. When we are hauling loads on the trail, I'm always turning back to look at my load, making sure bungees aren't flying off, straps aren't coming undone, making sure I haven't lost my load. We have completely lost the trailer before. The hitch breaks or a pin breaks. There's any number of things that can happen on the trail and have happened. So I'm always looking back, and I noticed that after doing the trail, my neck and my back were just killing me. And it was more than just fatigue of riding the machines, which is very physical in and of itself. So I was like, you know what, I just need to get mirrors. Went on Amazon, bought these mirrors, and I mounted them on this machine and on my personal machine. And my goodness, it made life easier. Just a quick glance, and I can see my load, I can see behind me. And I wasn't having to crane backwards all the time. So you're asking, why aren't they there now? It's another funny story, a lot like this windshield one. It was a beautiful day just like this. We didn't have any sleds. Maybe we were doing a recon mission or something, I can't remember. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, the snowball flies right past me on the left side. And I looked back, and sure enough, Zach was reaching down, scooping up, grabbing snow, and launching them at me. So while we're driving on the trail, this snowball fight ensues, and I'm grabbing him and I'm lobbing him back at him, and he's hitting the brakes and dodging and swerving and everything. It was quite fun until Zach hit my mirror off. I mean, direct hit. It was just like whom, and I looked back and a snowball just boom, just knocked it right off. It was funny and it wasn't funny. But instead of buying new mirrors, I decided to go with another option and see if this works. So what I bought here were some stick-on, what do they call these? Well, they're just blind, oh yeah, it says right there. I guess I should just read. Blind spot mirrors. And they're self-adhesive. So that's my only concern, is the self-adhesive. I can't really mount these with screws. So I'm gonna stick them right here on these little flat spots. Hopefully that'll give me enough visibility. I'll give them a try out tomorrow. I'm gonna go get the last 2 propane tanks in the truck tomorrow. You know what the funny part about this is? That cracks me up. It's a family pack. Everybody gets one. All right, I'm gonna install them. I'm trying to warm up the plastic a little bit more. Well, I'm glad I got the family pack. You can't push too hard on these. All right, let's try that again. The good thing is it wasn't easy to get off. I had to pull it pretty hard. That sticky on there is quality. All right, remember, don't push too hard. Wipe my oils off of there. All right. Yeah, I think that'll work. Obviously not as much visibility as a regular side mirror, but I don't need much. All I need is just a little glimpse, you know, that my trailer's still there, that bungees and straps aren't flying off the sides. You know what, I'm gonna start with just this one, see how it works tomorrow in the cold, on the bumpy trail, everything else. If I like it, I'll go ahead and install another one on the other side. Let me just say first, the little mirror that I put on our snowmobile, it worked. I'm not real happy with it, but it did work, so let's call it a cheap fix for now. All right, so I was trying to figure out how to end this video, and I've been really busy this week with snow removal. In our last video, I said that we had already had 16 inches of snowfall. I think that was the 8th or 9th of February. Today is the 22nd of February, and we have, tally it up, 44.5 inches of snowfall. That includes today. We've gotten 2.5 inches of snowfall today. I am taking a break from snow removal. Just want to point out, while I was on vacation, Zach said we got 2 to 4 inches. 2 to 4 inches total. Zach and Alyssa did put up with a lot of cold weather, but Bonnie and I have put up with all the snow. I wish we could have swapped. I would rather the cold weather and Zach have to shovel all the snow. Guess we can't plan it that way. The forecast is for it to get clear and cold, and I am all for that as long as there's no wind. We've had so much snow that I've had to cut steps down into the outhouse that Zach and Alyssa use. Snow is starting to bury the buildings. I don't know the total snowfall for the year. I'll have to calculate all that up on our calendar, and I'll put that amount right here. So with all that, I've been working my butt off, removing snow almost every day, shoveling out berms. There has been wind involved, and it's Saturday. I'm going to take a day off. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Hit that subscribe button if you have not already. Comment below. We love your comments. We try to get back to all of them. Hit that like button, and we might be taking a week off, but stay tuned for our next video. When it comes out, it might be next week, it might be 2 weeks from now, but we'll keep going. Thanks, guys. Have a great day. Come here, Howie. Say goodbye, Howie. Say goodbye, Howie. Goodbye, Howie. Is this good right here? Mark 1. Check, check. Is my head good? How high from my head? Mark 2. Is this better? Check, check, check. 1, 2. All right. Or 3. Blah, blah, blah. Shabba-dabba, shabba-da.